Good morning, sports fans, and welcome. It's the Thursday before the big game. It is the First Family Show, brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, Sports Memo. Guys, it is the Thursday before the Super Bowl. We are revved up. We only have 2 shows left before the First Family goes to its own YouTube channel. We'll tell you all about that in a minute. Let's bring this good-looking cast on of documented winners. Let's go around the horn. My good friend Dan Kaiser, Jimmy Adams, Jeff Michaels is all here. Welcome, guys. Dan Kaiser, I noticed you're wearing green. I never saw you wear Michigan State green before.
Yeah, I thought I'd try something new.
That's funny stuff. How you doing today, Dan?
Doing good. It's I don't know how it's down there in Cleveland with Jeff, but it's warming up here in Michigan. Now the snow's gone, which means there's probably a blizzard right around the corner.
Yeah, right. My good buddy Jimmy Adams, got to be after midnight by you, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, but that's no problem. I'm alert, ready to talk some winners. Just released my Super Bowl side, so been working hard so far today, and got a pair of college basketball games up. I'm going to give you one client play today, so let's have a great show.
Great stuff. We're happy to have you here, Jimmy. I know that you're a fan favorite. You're certainly a favorite of all the panelists and Dionne and myself. My good buddy, the one and only. He used to be known as Ralph Michaels' son. Now Ralph is known as Jeff Michaels' father. The one and only JM Sports Jeff Michaels. How are you today, buddy?
You know, I can't complain. I guess I'm really going to sound like a broken record here because I decided to wear Michigan State green. Yeah, it's about 65 degrees outside, but we had some rain this morning. And actually, I have 2 college basketball games on the card, and I'm giving you one here today. So I'm looking forward to it. But I got a lot of repeats apparently for you today.
Well, we're happy to have you. I want you to know, guys, it's 8:02 right now a.m. It's already about 47 degrees in Vegas. The sun just came up a little while ago. Yesterday, Dion and I, first of all, hold on. I'm going to tell you about yesterday, Jeff, and Dan, you'll get a kick out of it. Jimmy, you're in a warm weather place. I like to rub it into them guys. So good morning, Dion. How are you?
Good morning. Happy
You look
Thursday.
very fetching. You've got the lip gloss on today. Somebody wants to make out in between segments. One of these days, you're going to see me come, like I'm going to do a segment, go to like one of the other contributors. I'm going to come back. I'm going to have like lipstick all over my face, like in the cartoons. Good morning, honey.
Good morning.
We had a lot of fun yesterday. First of all, yesterday we did, what did we do? We went outside.
We did some
So it
yard
was
work.
almost 70 degrees here in Vegas. I did some yard work. As you guys know, we did some, we converted our front yard from grass to rock. And then we had these beautiful, we put in 32 lights yesterday, Dan and myself. And we got to clear out the rock, put them down, then put the rock back, pain in the ass. But we did that. We got a little suntan. We had some fun. Then while Dion was taking care of the dogs, I made some homemade spinach ravioli, some nice meatballs. We had some fun. I had 2 glasses of wine, a little vino, a little dance, a little making love, and we got down tonight. We had a nice Monday. Unfortunately, something did happen the last few days. And we just got the news. I saw something on social media yesterday put up by a good friend of mine. I have a friend here in town. Everybody knows him. They call him the Black Cobra. You know my good friend. Mm-hmm. One of the most famous fight trainers on the planet. Put up something about a mutual friend of ours who is a fighter. And I just thought he was leaving his camp. Unfortunately, a friend of ours, Anthony Pretty Boy Castrojon, passed away. Anthony was a good friend of ours. You know, we have a friend, Scott Kent, who owns Lion Fight. Lion Fight is a Muay Thai type of fighting. And Pretty Boy fought there. He fought in boxing. He fought in MMA. Mm-hmm. And we got to know Anthony. He's one of the sweetest guys in the world. And he passed away. And he passed away. And so we want to send our thoughts and prayers to his family, his loved ones, all who knew him. Everybody that knew Pretty Boy liked him. Heck of a fighter, tough son of a gun, but one of the sweetest guys ever this world.
And a smile.
We'll certainly miss him.
And a smile that would just light up any person.
One of the greatest guys. So we are very sorry to his family and his loved ones for that loss. Other than that, real quick, guys, once again, let me tell you, starting Monday, the first family show is going on its own YouTube channel. There is a link in the comments. Now, if not, just go to YouTube at 1ST FAMILYOFVEGS. Oh, at 1ST Family of Vegas. Please go there and subscribe. We need to start with subscribers. Okay, we really do. We need to start with subscribers. You're going to see your same favorite WagerTalk and Sports Memo cappers. We're going to add some other cappers. I'm going to get some famous columnists, some great analysts, some famous sports bettors, some controversial people. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have a couple of celebrities. We're going to have a couple of ex-athletes. I will not put on any current athletes, guys. I have had a few friends ask me if they could come on. I said, you cannot, because we are in sports gambling. You are a current athlete. I don't want that. You know, all it takes is one negative thing. You know that. So having said all that, please go over and subscribe to our channel. Honestly, guys, you're going to get tons of free winners. We're going to move the show back a couple hours in the day. It's going to go noon Pacific time. We're going to try that out. This way, maybe I don't have to get up at 1 a.m. before farmers get up. Having said all that, Dion's got a couple of discounts she wants to tell you about. Then we're going to get right into free plays from Jeff, Jimmy, Dan, and myself. And we're going to get you out of here in time so you can take advantage of those free winners. Dion, take it away.
Yeah, so we still do have that football to Super Bowl package going on right now for $11.99. That comes down to less than $100 a month, but that is going to be disappearing pretty soon since the Super Bowl is right around the corner. So make sure you head on over to both Sports Memo and WagerTalk and pick up that Super Bowl from some of your favorite cappers. And also, me and Joey do have a nice discount going on right now that just started this week, where you can get a 7-day all sports, all access pass for just $49. All you have to do is use Bowl 7 upon checkout. And this is the perfect time to use that, because with the Super Bowl right around the corner, you're going to get a side, possibly a total. You're going to get some props in there. So along with that and all of our plays that we have going on for the regular days, perfect time to use that 7-day all sports access for $49.
Now, guys, I want you to know there is no place in this business, period, that has the collection of cappers that Sports Memo WagerTalk has. And there's no place in this business anywhere on the planet that gives you the customer appreciation that Sports Memo WagerTalk does. So after the show, go follow Dan, Jeff, Dion, and myself over at Sports Memo. Go follow Jimmy over at WagerTalk. If one of us isn't your cup of tea, I'm sure we've got somebody tailor-made just for you. You will find a home. I promise you that. Having said that, Dion.
Yes.
Let's go into some free plays. By the way, the floor is open. You have any questions or comments for our panel? We're going to try to get to your questions and comments by the end of the show. If you want to ask Dan how much money it would take for him to put on a Michigan Wolverine sweater, we'll ask him that. Guys, I want to start with my good friend, Jeff Michaels. Jeff and I do a lot of content together because he just does great work. He breaks down games. He really appeals to every type of sports bettor, no matter what your angle. If you like trends or stats or a wise guy angle or this angle or that, you know, he's got some great angles when he breaks down the game. But numbers don't lie. And his numbers are some of the hottest on the planet. Jeff's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side of Sports Memo. He's got a free best bet. Jeff, take it away, buddy.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, guys, looking forward to this weekend. We've been on a hot NFL run, no question, all season. So definitely looking forward to that Super Bowl this Sunday, and looking forward to some more college basketball. We've been running hot, lost yesterday, but had a good start to the week here. So looking to bounce back. And like I mentioned before, this is actually one of my premium plays over on the site. Big game, you know, Denver and North Dakota going tonight. But I really like this over. You know, 8 out of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over the total. That includes 5 straight games, and all 3 that have taken place on North Dakota's court. And you have a North Dakota team that has gone over in 7 straight games this season now. And over the last 5 games, they've allowed over 87 points to their opponents. And you got a Denver team that has been about 500 to the over-under, but on the road, they're 11-4 going to the over. And they've allowed 77 points on the road, but even their offense, they're shooting over 49% away from home. And one thing that stood out to me, both these defense, even though North Dakota is actually one of the worst defenses in the conference, both defenses are forcing or allowing, depending on which way, it happens or which way you look at it, but shots very early in the shot clock. So they're giving up the opportunities early. So teams are coming down, they're scoring quickly. And like I said, both teams have been allowing a lot of points in this situation. North Dakota 14-4 to the over as a favorite in the last 18 games. And Denver's 9-2 over under against teams with a losing record this year. So I do like this one going over. I believe there's some 144s out there that I saw too. So make sure you look around a little bit. You may be able to get rid of that hook too.
Jeff Michaels doing great work over at Switch Memo, a perennial leaderboard fixture there, guys. He said over. Denver Pioneers, North Dakota Fighting Hawks over 144.5 is a winner. Jeff is a winner, and you will be too if you go over to Sports Memo after the show and make use of the best customer appreciation discounts on the planet. Speaking about one of the best on the planet, my good buddy, Dan Kaiser. You see his name everywhere on those leaderboards. And I got to tell you, he's one of my favorite people. Dan and I we did a lot of content this past football season, not just on the First Family Show. We did a lot of football shows together. We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. But Dan breaks down a game, man, like no other either, man. I told you before Jeff's segment that we have somebody tailor-made for you. I promise you that at Sports Memo and WagerTalk. And I know Dan appeals to a lot of people out there, and numbers don't lie. His numbers are some of the best in the business. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side of Sports Memo. He's got a free best bet. Take it away, DK.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, I'll have my Super Bowl play and total play up for this weekend. This weekend up later today. Both will be high percentage plays, as I really like both plays. And you'll be able to find a package of my prop picks that I like. You get them all for one price, and just make it easy for those. Yeah, my free play here is going to be on the San Francisco Dons as they take on Gonzaga. These two teams played at the beginning of January, with Gonzaga coming away with a 2-point win as a 9.5 point favorite. San Francisco's 3-1 this season against the spread when they're underdogs by 6 or more, and they're 3-1 against the spread in the last 4 on the road. If you look at their games in conference, San Francisco's biggest conference loss was on the road this year by just 12 points to Santa Clara. They're playing really well the last 5 games, playing above their season average in both scoring and shooting. And you look at this Gonzaga team, they're good, they're talented. Drew Timme does it all for them, as he should, because he's about 43 years old. But the problem with the Zags this season is they just don't have the dynamic guard play as they have in the past. They don't have that one guard that can take over a game and get the shots when they need them. And then it shows up in their record. The Zags are just 7-15-1 against the spread this season, and they're 6-14-3 against the spread in the last 23 home games. It's just not the same dominant team. The Dons are 7-3 in their last 10 games against a team with a winning record. I do like Gonzaga to win this game, as they're just the more talented team, but 14 is just too many points the way Gonzaga has been playing recently. So take the points with San Francisco.
An omen for sure, as we hear the dogs barking in the background. Dan Kaiser says too many points. Take the San Francisco Dons for a cover tonight. Dan's doing great work over at Sports Memo. Go over after the show. Best customer appreciation discounts in the biz. Sports Memo, WagerTalk. Follow DK. You're going to follow him to the bank. Speaking about banks, one of my favorite people on the planet, Jimmy Adams, man. I got to tell you, Jimmy's a trooper. It's after midnight over where he is. But I got to tell you, there's like superstars down where Jimmy is, and there's superstars. There's like Godzilla, Sadahara O, and Jimmy Adams. And Jimmy Adams is one of the biggest superstars down where he is right now, and we love him. We miss him. Jimmy, let me ask you this. We're going to do some meet and greets come August. Are you going to be back in the States for August?
Oh, I'm not going to miss the meet and greet. I'll be there for sure. I'm actually trying to bring a girl back with me to the meet and greet, so you might get 2 people, but I'll be there for sure.
Will it be a missus?
Will there be a missus? I mean, do you need a best man? Do you need a maid of honor? What's going on?
We're not at that point yet, Joe, but it could be Could be, yeah, maybe by August. Let's take it. Let's
Well,
take it
Jimmy,
day
I
by
got to
day.
tell you, we look forward to seeing you and hopefully the soon-to-be misses. But I've got to tell you, I'm glad, very, very uncharacteristic. We got a weird bunch of guys. We got the best cappers in the world. Weird bunch of guys. So when the guys come in for the meet and greet, being that I live in Vegas, I get a couple of requests. Now, I'm not going to say who, but he's on the panel today. He's not wearing a hat, and it's not you. And when he came in last time, you know what he said? He said he's got some strange tastes. Can I get him a couple of midgets? That's what he said. I said, not a problem. Actually, I'm just kidding, Dan Kaiser. Long story short, Jimmy, I got to tell you, back in the day, I worked in a sales room. Best salesman I've ever seen. I'm not going to tell you his name. Guy was a character. But he had a niche where he put a radio show. He had them in all the major markets. So New York, Chicago, L.A., Miami, but he went in little towns like Dothan, Alabama, Tupelo, Mississippi, Des Moines. Not little towns, but where there was nothing to do 30 years ago but gamble. And he went in there and we had a guy that was a big gambler and he paid him a lot of money every week. When the FedExes used to come overnight and they were like stacked with cash. And the guy said, I want you to do me a favor. I'm coming to town. I know you got connections. Can you get me a midget? Vegas is a strange place. We picked the guy from the airport. That's back in the day when you got to pick people up when you could go to the gate. Went to the gate. The guy come off. Guy's huge, so 6'7", 6'8", with a 10-gallon hat, and he was like 7'4" with it. And he says, "Did you take care of that thing?" And me and my friend, looked at each other like, "You were serious?" He says, "Yeah." So I called up a friend of mine here in Vegas, and I said, his name was John. I said, "John, I have a strange request for you." He said, "Joe, the business is a strange request." I said, "I need a midget." He says, "Joe, I got 9 on staff. We get a half a dozen phone calls every night. What kind do you want? We got them all." So having said that, Dan Kaiser, we got you covered. Not a problem. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding, Dan Kaiser. So you don't know, when people come to town, and now I have personal clients too. That's a whole other story. I have personal clients through my offices and stuff like that. And people come to town that, I don't mind facilitating if somebody wants to go see a show or go to a place for dinner. But I get some strange requests, and I'll look at Dan because I keep stuff on speakerphone, guys. I gotta tell you, and Dan's like, "What? What did I just hear?" So we get some strange requests. So having you come to town and possibly bring in a nice young lady, we look forward to that. Come in a little early, man. We'll do some dinner before we get overwhelmed with the WagerTalk and Sports Memo cruise. But guys, I gotta tell you, we are looking at doing a meet and greet here in Las Vegas again. That will happen. We'll get dates for you. I do believe our good friend Adam Trigger is looking to coordinate something on the East Coast simultaneously in New York. We're going to have news and updates for you. I'm going to tell you right now. So wherever you are in the world or in this country, you're a quick plane ride from meeting all your favorite Sports Memo and WagerTalk guys, whether it be West Coast or East Coast. Having said that, Jimmy Adams is a good sport. He's a trooper. It's late over there, but he loves coming to you, giving out free plays, and he gives a lot of premium plays out that make it on the premium side at WagerTalk. He gives you guys, and I love that. I love the integrity of cappers we have at WagerTalk and Sports Memo. But Jimmy is certainly one of my favorite people. We laugh every time we know Jimmy's going to be on the show. And guys, I got to tell you, he's got some of the best numbers in the history of this business. He's not a guy that's, I'm doing good the last month or in this sport. Every year in and year out, season in, season out, doesn't matter if it's on the diamond, if it's on the hardwood, if it's on the gridiron. Jimmy Adams is a winner. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him at WagerTalk on the premium side. He's got a free best bet. Jimmy, take it away.
Thank you so much, Joe. A top-notch intro as always. Look, things have been going pretty well. We're on an 8-3 run with our 5% plays. We did drop one last night because the best three-point shooting team in the nation couldn't hit a three. I apologize about that. I'll get it rectified. We're still hitting 55.7% on the college basketball season, and I'm the #1 NFL handicapper at WagerTalk. I just released a side for the Super Bowl about an hour ago. You're going to want to go get that winner, definitely. But enough with the promoting. Let's get to a free play. I'm going to give out USC today. They're going to Oregon, and a lot of people are playing the spot here. Oregon desperately needs this game if they want to make a push for the NCAA tournament. They need to impress the committee. The problem is this is a terrible matchup for them. First of all, USC won 4 straight and 6 of 7. They're red hot. The only loss during that time period was at Arizona, okay? A Final Four contender for sure. They've scored at least 77 points in each of their past 4 games, and scoring is going to be incredibly difficult for this Duck squad tonight. That's because the Trojans are the best team in the nation at defending inside the arc, and that's really the only way Oregon can score. The Ducks are abysmal from three-point range. They rank 321st in the nation from three-point range. USC, also the much better free throw shooting team. So if this game's close late, another edge to the Trojans there. Bottom line, the Ducks are going to have a very tough time scoring today, and laying this number against a team that's 9-3 ATS last 12 is something I want no part of. We got a live dog on our hands. Give me USC tonight.
USC Trojans by the one, the only, the number one capper in the NFL this season at WagerTalk, Jimmy Adams. Guys, I got to tell you, man, I could tell you all his stats, what they read like Steven Spielberg's accolades. I'm going to tell you right now. Best picture, number one. Jimmy Adams. Go over to WagerTalk after the show. The best customer appreciation discounts on the planet. WagerTalk and Sports. Well, follow Jimmy. I'm going to tell you, he's an ideal capper. I think Jeff and Dan are ideal cappers for this, but Jimmy also over at WagerTalk, ideal capper. Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Guys, obviously the Super Bowl is on Sunday. If you pick this up today, what is about $50 a game, $5 a game, or $5,000 a game? It doesn't matter, because this will give you a return on your investment. It will give you a quick return, an intermediate, and a long-term return on your investment. Follow Jimmy. He is a winner. I love him. Jimmy's going to be sticking around. Guys, I got to tell you, if you have any questions or comments for him, I'm sure he'll answer. Plus, we're going to have a surprise for you. We're going to throw something around to see if everybody wants to give a free prop out for the Super Bowl before we give out, run down all the free plays today. But before we do that, I want to talk about the First Lady of Las Vegas. She looks quite fetching today.
Well, thank
She looks very scholastic with these glasses on. She changes her look all the time. So for you guys that are in long-term relationships like me, it's like cheating without cheating. She changes her hair, she changes her look, she changes everything. But I love that. So we keep it fresh. The only thing she asks about me is once in a while I have to dress up like Captain America. The one time she had me play the burglar with role playing, I had one of the neighbors call the police on me. It was fun. Anyway, she let it go for a while. But anyway, she looks great today, and I love her, and you love her. She's doing great work over at Sports Memo. I believe she's got a moneymaker play, which are 6-2 this season, and a big 5% play going off today. She is money. Let me tell you something. I might be the best big game capper on the planet, but she is killing it on these big games over at Sports Memo, and you can get paid following her. She's going to tell you what you can expect from her on the premium side. She's got a free best bet, and your free plays are killing it again. Dion, take it away, darling.
Thank you. I did split out yesterday on premium plays, but today we're going to go 2-0. I have 2 big winners for you on the college basketball card today. My 5% NCAA basketball moneymakers, which are 6-2 this season, along with my NCAA basketball Crash the Boards winner. You can get them both right now over at Sports Memo. And for my free play today, after a very impressive 15-3 start, Arizona State has now dropped 5 of their last 6 straight up. Not only that, but they are crushing bettors, failing to cover 7 straight contests. They travel to the Maples Pavilion to face the Stanford team, looking for a little payback here. The Wildcats took down the Cardinals 68-64 back at the beginning of December at home. Well, that was when ASU was winning. As I mentioned earlier, they have since sprung a leak. Moreover, they are horrible on the road, failing to cover 3 straight as a visitor. On the flip side, the tree has started to heat up, winning 5 of the last 6 straight up and 5 of the last 7 against the number. This does include a perfect 4-0 mark, the last 4 at home straight up, covering 3 of those 4. The Wildcats, despite their slump, have a talented team, particularly in the backcourt. However, they are no match physically for a slew of solid big men the Cardinal have in their front court. So go ahead and take Stanford in this matchup because it is a winner.
First Lady of Las Vegas says, take the Cardinal tonight. It is the winner. She's the winner. Tonight she's got her 6-2 college basketball moneymaker, 6-2, 5% play, just $10. She is a winner. I got to tell you, you need any proof? She married me. So I was like, you know what I did? I'm sorry I left. It was a good breakdown as usual. Your breakdowns and analysis are really spot on. They have something for every type of bettor. But I always forget, she's been with me so long that a lot of my speech patterns have transferred to her. But I forget sometimes that you're from Illinois. So when you said horrible, came up, you're horrible. You sound like the lady from Fargo, but it was good stuff. I love you. You're doing great work. 5% play. Follow Dion. Guys, I want to talk about my play.
Jump right in.
You know I'm a little shy. I'm a little bashful. Let me tell you what's going on. First of all, this season I've been very particular in the NBA as usual. I got, 7 number one finishes, documented finishes in NBA. I'm 60% this season. I haven't put out a lot of plays. I put out like 30-something plays, guys. But I'm hitting over 60%. I've been very particular. Obviously, this season, even more than recent seasons. You know, if we don't know what's going on with some of these players and the lines are moving, I'm not touching. I'm not going to give them my money. I'm not going to give them your money. Having said that, last night I got everyone paid with another college basketball high roller play. Hofstra took down Northeastern by what? By 19 points. Today I have a high roller, even stronger, even higher rated than last night's easy winner. My high rollers, they're on a 35-17 run. They're usually reserved for my personal clients that can bet a minimum of 10 dimes a game. Guys, I have it posted right now for $7. I don't care what caliber player you are, $5 or $5,000 a game. I want you on a winner tonight. And in a few hours, I will have my Super Bowl side and total pick, along with quite a few props, all in one affordable pick for you guys. I'm not going to price gouge you. You're going to probably get 7 to 10 or 8 to 11, somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 props, along with a side and a total. And I'm just going to one low price over at Sports Memo right at a couple hours from now. So having said that, guys, I want to talk about my free play, short and sweet, just like me. Sports fans, one of the conferences I've had quite a bit of success with over the years, the WCC, the West Coast Conference. And for today's play, that's exactly where we're going. The Pacific Tigers, Portland Pilots. The Tigers go into this matchup covering 6 of their last 9 outings, while Portland has dropped 3 of the last 4 against the number. Pacific has had their way in this series for several years. They really had their way in this series. They won 8 in a row straight up. Then last season, surprisingly, they got swept by Portland 2-0. All right, without question, the healthier and deeper squad belongs to the Tigers. And guys, if you look at the rosters and the player stats, they're very skewed. Let me tell you why. You see, Portland has 4 players that get like 27 to 34 minutes each. So those 4 players get most of their minutes, period. All right. Then they rotate a 5th guy in here and there. Those 4 guys all average double digits, but the rest of the team has nothing. There's no stats on them. I'll tell you right now. Their individual numbers aren't great overall, but certainly they utilize fresh legs. I'm talking about Pacific now, guys. They really mix it up. They have 10 players that get rotated. I will tell you. Of course, they got their nucleus, but they got 10 players they rotate regularly. You go look at their stats and their minutes. I'm going to tell you right now, you got 10 guys that get significant minutes. So they do rotate a lot of players. They keep it fresh legs. They're always running and gunning. All right. I like them very much here tonight. I think they match up well. The road team has also covered 9 of the last 12 meetings in this rivalry. Take the Tigers tonight. Let me bring on this good-looking bunch. Now, guys, before we take any questions or comments, before we run down today's free plays, time enough for you to take advantage of them, I want to go around the horn, talk about the Super Bowl real quick. If any capper wants to give you something or not, and comment why, that's fine too. Maybe a prop. Dan Kaiser, anything, any type of prop or anything for our viewers out there, please? You're muted, Dan.
I was keeping the dog from barking there. Yeah, they have one prop bet. I'll have many, but one I saw today that sprinkle a little bit on here is Travis Kelce over a half rushing attempt. I look at this Kansas City team, and they don't run the quarterback sneak very often, if at all, since he injured his knee, doing it a season or 2 ago. I just think if you're going to need a half a yard or something on a short gain, why not put Kelce, and he's done it before, put Kelce under center with that big body and let him try to pick up that short distance. So it's sitting at like plus 450. So I'm not saying don't bet like a whole unit or anything on it. Just sprinkle a little bit, of beer money on there, and at plus 450, if you get lucky, it's a nice payout.
Guys, I got to tell you, Dan Kaiser says sprinkle some beer money, but some guys drink a lot more beer than others, so that can still be a lot. Dan's drinking. Is that our buddy Thor, Dan? Is that Thor there?
Yep.
I don't love anybody that loves dogs.
What a cutie.
He's a beautiful dog. Great stuff. Jeff Michaels. I know Jeff and I laughed a little bit before the show in our Select Communication channel. He's got something a little little out of the ordinary for you, I believe, Jeff. Is that correct?
Yeah, I found it on DraftKings. I put it out on Twitter, but I figured I'd give it out here too. That was the only place I found it so far. But you can bet the jersey number of the first touchdown, over 11.5 is plus 105. So, I think that the three big guys I'm looking at to score the first touchdown at least are probably Travis Kelce, Kenneth Gainwell, and Miles Sanders. I think it's going to be a Philly running back. I think it's going to be Kelce if it's Kansas City. Kind of negates that whole who gets the ball first. And you also get, on the off chance, you get Dallas Goedert that scored a touchdown in the postseason, and you get Boston Scott, as well as Kadarius Toney or Sky Moore on an off chance too. So you're not limiting yourself, but getting plus money to get a slew of guys against a Kansas City defense that has played better against the pass in the postseason is something that I'm definitely looking at.
Great stuff, Jeff Michaels. Let me go to my good buddy, Jimmy Adams. Now, Jimmy, like E.F. Hutton, everybody's going to stop and listen because you're the number one capper NFL over at WagerTalk this year. Jimmy, anything you want, any prop, anything, or just any comments on the game itself?
Yeah, so I'm going to be kind of the downer here, Joe, and I apologize. So here's the thing, guys. I will not give out anything that I have not personally already bet myself. Okay. I'm focused so hard right now on college basketball and continuing to win. I located the right side, I believe, in the Super Bowl. You can grab that at WagerTalk. I have not made any prop bets yet, and therefore I'm not going to gamble with your money and give any out. So I'm kind of the downer here, Joe. I apologize about that.
Not a downer at all, please. There's no reason for the apology. I want you to know I respect that as much as I can. If you said, hey, there's some I love, here you go, because that really says a lot about the integrity here, and we appreciate that. But I want you to know, guys, do you include any props in your Super Bowl pick, or do you just do props separately if you do them at all?
Props will be separate because the site is already released and ready for purchase.
Great. How much you got it up there over at WagerTalk for, Jimmy? Do you know?
Just $25. It's not a 5%er, so just the normal $25.
Gotta love Jimmy. Dion, what about you, honey? Anything to say? I know we talk. Let me make a preemptive strike here. Dion and I will always take. We'll take, I don't know, $200, $300, $400, $500. We'll bet a whole bunch of $5 and $10 props just to have fun with, have something to do during the Super Bowl. But we do make a couple of props, serious bets on props ourselves.
Right.
I mean, we were talking on the show the other day, and I caught like almost 40,000 on one prop a couple of years ago on the Kansas City, when Kansas City won the Super Bowl. Will there be a tie? Yeah. Will the game be tied after 0-0? And I caught that.
Right.
And I caught it for like almost somewhere in the neighborhood of 40,000 because I kept betting it all week. Every time I went to the book. So that was some. But Dion, anything really stood out to you real quick?
Besides the one that I gave out yesterday on the show, I would probably have to say I looked at a couple today. Maybe Kelce to score a touchdown. To me, Kelce is such an important part of Kansas City's success, and he's Mahomes, to go to guy. So I expect him to get a touchdown, and you can get that right now at even money.
Even money, good stuff. Sports fans, I'll be honest. There's somewhere in the neighborhood, let's call it 10 props. I might bring them down to 7. I might go up to 10 or 11. So in the neighborhood of 10 props. But you can definitely expect about 8 or 9 for sure that really stood out to me. But one thing I want you guys to know, I'm not one of them guys. People can have fun and bet $10 on the coin toss or this or that or the national anthem, how long it's going to be. But I want you to know, entertainment purposes only, fine. For me, serious money. Do not bet a prop, in my opinion. Do whatever makes you happy, but in my opinion, that does not give you value. Now, I did a couple props over the last few years I did well with. I know I bet it more than once. Will there be a special team or defensive touchdown? I like those. Because, you got two of the best teams, obviously the last two teams standing, good defenses. I always like that stuff. But something that did catch my eye that brings me value, it's plus 3-1, guys. I think this is going to be a very tight game. All right. I did talk yesterday. There was 3 specific money props. Will it be decided by 1 point was like plus 1,500, by 2 points plus 1,300. Then it brought it all the way down.
Right. 3
points to like plus 475. I thought that I might put some money on one or all three of those just to have a little something. But something that I think that's going to bring us value. I think that this is going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be a very competitive game. All right. I don't see a blowout either way. Dan and I talked yesterday that one of the props that we're going to be betting minus like 130 is going to be no team to have more of a lead than 14.5 points. Yes. It'll be under 14.5 points, like minus 130. But something that caught my eye is giving me 3-1 is, will there be a lead change in the fourth quarter? I think it's going to be a tight game. So fourth quarter, this is the Super Bowl, guys. This isn't a preseason or a September, October game. This is it, all right? So anybody that can take a lead in the fourth quarter is going to take the lead. And I do feel it, like I said, for the third time, because I like the jammer, it's going to be a tight game. So I do think that plus 3-1 offers me value there. Plus, guys, that's something you just bet, look at it, come the fourth quarter, sit there and go, wait a minute, and that's it. You don't have to fret over it. So having said that, guys, we got one comment. I want to go down and get some closing up. The dogs in the background get my babies going nuts. They come to protect a home with our good buddy Joey V. He always got something nice to say. He says he's got dogs. He knows our dogs act up. He loves store, Dan. We're all dog people around here. I got to tell you, the older I get, the less two-legged people I like, the more four-legged people. To me, dogs are four-legged people.
Always, not only do you see our dogs and Dan's, but you also see Moneyline Matt's dog too.
Moneyline Matt's, yeah. Yeah, we're all dog people around here. And I got to tell you, to me, it brings character to the show. And I don't know, a couple months back, we were using backdrops and stuff. And Dice is my big guy. He went right through the backdrop and went right down. I was laughing so hard I was beating my pants. Having said that, guys, let me get closing thoughts and comments from our panel, and then we're going to run down today's free plays in time enough for you to get on out here. Dan, Kaiser, closing thoughts and comments for our viewers out there.
Yeah, Joe, just a comment here. Now this is many shows now. In various forms, you bring up this midget story, and I just think it might be a form of projection here on your part. We've only seen Dionne from the waist up, so I don't know. Maybe that's why you couldn't meet me in Vegas. Maybe you're afraid that she's only maybe like 3'6" or something. And you're just trying.
Well, I'm only 4'8", so it works out pretty well. I got a great midget story to tell you. Once my son went into the NBA Summer League, they tried to stop us from using the restroom. My son had to go because Patrick Ewing was in there. So I said, get your hand off me. Get in. Joey was in there, and it was Patrick Ewing at the urinal and my son. My son was like 5.
He was young.
And he was whizzing all over like one of them water toys. And I said, Joe, come on, get up there like a man. You look like a midget. Patrick Ewing turned up because he's 7 feet, and he laughed, and he left. And then guess what happens? In walks a midget. What's the odds on that? In walks a midget. And needless to say, he punched me in my kneecap. But no. He got all mad at me. I'm like, I like midgets, guys. You know what? I'm 5'6". They're the only people I'm taller than.
I'm not a midget. I may not be the tallest person in the world, but Jeff and Jimmy did meet me. They know that I'm a little over 5 foot. So.
We were a little apprehensive about having children.
I thought Dionne was normal height for a young lady, a woman. I didn't think she was short when I saw her.
That wasn't really nothing at Dionne. That was more just a thing at Joe.
That was a thing at me, Jimmy. You got to know Dan's sense of humor.
But then again, I also did have my 5-inch heels on, so so that did make me a little bit taller.
Yeah. Back in the day when we first started dating, I had hair, so I was almost like 5'9", 5'10". So all right, let's run down today's free plays. Dion's going to tell you about a couple of discounts. Where to get on out of here, guys. Remember to subscribe. Go over at YouTube, 1ST Family of Vegas. Please subscribe. I'm going to be giving out some giveaways, some sports memorabilia from the Super Bowl next week, so you got to tune in. Plus, we're going to do some other things. We're going to have some surprise guests. Let's run down today's free plays. Dan, what do you have for everybody, buddy?
San Francisco Dons plus 14 over Gonzaga.
Jeff Michaels.
North Dakota and Denver going over that 144.5 or look for a 144.
The one and only Jimmy Adams.
USC plus those points.
The very tall Dion D'Amico.
I'm going Stanford minus the 3 tonight.
And the tallest guy in the Italian Basketball League. That's a joke. Joey D says the Pacific Tigers plus 5.5. Dion, can you take us on out of here, please?
I can. I'm going to give you some discounts really quick before we head on out. We do still have that discount going on right now. Super Bowl to Super Bowl for $11.99. That does expire in a couple days, but you can get that both at Sports Memo and Wager Talk. Comes down to less than $100 a month, $11.99 Super Bowl to Super Bowl. And Joe and myself also do have that 7-day all sports, all access pass going on right now for $49. All you have to do is use Bowl 7 upon checkout. And also make sure that you follow all of these amazing cappers on the First Family Show on Twitter, along with myself and Joe. And don't forget to go over to the First Family of Vegas and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of our new upcoming shows that we are doing over on YouTube. And on behalf of Sports Memo, Wager Talk, Dan, Jeff, and Jimmy, this is the First Family of Vegas.
Everyone out there, good